Okay, so the desktop mic is on now.
Okay.
And the owl mic is, but it doesn't appear to be registering any sound.
Okay.
So. Sorry.
Thanks, Joey.
No problem.
Whereas Section 326-1 of the Municipal Act permits a municipality to correct its tax roll and impose supplementary taxes. Therefore, be it resolved that Council for the Town of Winnipeg Beach approves the supplemental taxes as presented. The summary 2022 $720.07, 2023 $61,093.75.
Could I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. And a seconder, please. Councillor Kozlowski. Anything that needs explanation here, Sharon? Or?
Unless council is requiring an explanation.
We all good? All in favor?
Item 6.3, draft 2021 audited financial statement.
As per section 193.2 of the Municipal Act, council is required to table the auditor's report at the first regular meeting of council after we've received the report. We do need to table this. Any objection, or council's all fine with that?
No.
Okay, so we will table this.
Correct.
This will sign it?
That's fine.
Okay.
Unfinished business. Be it hereby resolved that council accept the vision survey report as presented.
Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. Seconder? Councillor Hall. Any questions? Discussion? Okay, hearing no.
No.
Okay, all in favor? Carried. Okay.
Okay, so we'll need to skip through because it's not 6:30 yet.
Right. Oh, that's this is the first.
Yeah, all of it, we'll have to skip through several.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah, okay.
So this is where.
I'll go back out, thank you. So we must start the public hearing at the scheduled time, so we will skip that on the agenda and move to
New business.
new business, okay?
Be it hereby resolved that council approve Mayor Jackson to attend the Winnipeg Beach Lakeside Seniors Club Christmas dinner being held at the Winnipeg Beach Legion on Monday, December 4th at 12:30 p.m., health permitting.
Could I get a mover, please? Councillor Kozlowski. Seconder? Councillor Jarvis. Any comments, questions? All in favor? Carried. Okay.
Item 10.2, Recreation Manitoba 2024 Awards Program. More to bring that to the forefront for council to review, to see if there is any individual or organization that you do belong to that we could be looking at submitting any sort of recognition award. So that's, and if so, then to bring forward to the next meeting.
But I was gonna say, do we want to do so? Do we want to, any submissions or discussion people want to bring forward? And so meetings are Wednesdays, agenda items are due the Wednesday before?
Friday.
The Friday before?
Or
No, agenda items are due
Wednesday.
Wednesday before.
Yes.
So if you have a chance to review this and feel that an organization or something that's going on in the community might be suitable for putting forward as an award, please get the information to the CAO on the Wednesday, so that,
December 13th.
the 13th, yeah, okay, by Wednesday, December the 13th, so that it can be added to the agenda and give the rest of council a chance to review it once they get their agenda packages from the CAO. Okay, thank you.
Item 10.3, Be it hereby resolved that council authorize the town office to be closed to the public the week of December 25th to December 29th, 2023, and further be it resolved that council direct administration to prepare a holiday closure policy for review.
Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Hall, thank you. And a seconder? Councillor Kozlowski. Questions, comments, discussion?
So the second part of the resolution, council, was put in and can be removed at your discretion, but it seems going through the history, there always has been a closure at this point. So instead of a resolution every year coming forward, by entering it into policy would just remove that item.
No, sounds good. All in favor?
Item 10.4, service awards policy.
Okay, I've taken a look at this and I think we should be tabling this item as to an in-camera discussion as it does pertain to personnel. And then if there is any decision made while we were in council, a resolution will be added when we come out of council. Is everyone fine with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
10.5, be it hereby resolved that council has reviewed, amended where necessary, and signed the annual statement of assets and interests.
Could I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. Could I get a seconder, please? Councillor Kozlowski. Questions, comments? All in favor? Carried.
Permanent hire. Whereas Resolution 2023-197 authorized the seasonal hires, and whereas a permanent position is vacant, and whereas Article 10.0 states, when a vacancy or new position is created within the bargaining unit, the employer agrees to post notice of the new position or vacancy for a period of 7 calendar days. And whereas notice has been posted and 1 internal application has been received, therefore be it resolved that Tyven Harris be hired for the Operator 1 position. Tyven.
Could I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. Could I get a seconder, please? Councillor Hall. Just before I ask anyone else if there's anything, could the resolution be amended to read Article 10.0 of the collective bargaining agreement? Just let me know what that's referring to. Anyone else? Any other questions or comments? No? All in favor? Congratulations, Tyven. And our public works team is very fortunate to have them on a permanent basis, as are the rest of us.
So 11.2, food hamper initiative. Due to short notice, I was not prepared to have a written report. However, the rec manager has been in discussion with the Winnipeg Beach School, and every year there are several hampers that the school distributes, and those hampers are provided by various businesses as well as like the fire department of the community. This year there has been several new requests for hampers at the school division level, and the rec manager is looking to see if council is interested in either putting an initiative where council and staff commit to supporting a hamper to provide, or if the town itself would be looking at providing a hamper. So there is an addition of paper that just talks a little bit about the hampers. And that there are three new requests, and they are looking to have sponsorship for those 3 additional hampers that are required.
Thanks. Can I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. Could I get a
Oh, I
second?
haven't read a
Oh,
resolution. It
sorry.
was just up for discussion, so unless council's
Oh.
looking, I'm not sure what
Okay.
council's thoughts are.
Councillor Jarvis.
Do they have a cost on these hampers?
She did not provide me with a cost. So what they do is they have a list of items that they generally submit. And unfortunately, I was not able to get the list prior
Yeah,
to.
because there's
council.
usually some sort of like $45 or $75. It's average.
So, well, actually, how they generally work is you get a list of staple food items and then additional likes or wants by the family, if we're given a specific family, and the ages of children for gifts.
Right.
It is certainly commonplace that workplaces organize and go to the expense of supporting a hamper.
Sometimes you can just donate it. Like if they say it's $75, for example.
Well, no, I think in this case, they're actually looking for us to commit to putting a hamper together
Correct.
for a family.
Okay.
So we count on taxpayers' money to support a lot of organizations within the community. As I said, it's not uncommon for businesses to take on putting a hamper together. Sharon, do you think you would have a staff, or would Carissa be willing to be the one to head it up if we do go with?
I believe she would be
She would
willing
be-
to
so there-
spearhead the project.
Okay.
It was based on her recommendation.
Yeah, like, so we could, as a staff, including counselors, et cetera, we could buy things, certain things, and we
Yep.
supply them to Chris, and she would put 1,
She
2,
would put
3,
the
4
hamper.
hampers together.
No, we're just doing one. It's a request for us to take on a family and do a hamper for a family. Is everyone in support of that?
Sure.
Yeah? Okay, so then we'll have the resolution.
So I do have a prepared resolution, and by all means, the second piece of it could be omitted. Be it resolved that council and staff commit to providing a food hamper to the Winnipeg Beach School, and further be it resolved, any items unfulfilled will be considered as a donation from the town of Winnipeg Beach.
So you'll remove that second piece?
I can.
Yes, and can you just indicate that under the direction of or as coordinated by? So then that gives Carissa the okay to be sending emails to council and staff about the hamper itself.
So I'll reread the resolution. Be it resolved that council and staff commit to providing a food hamper to the Winnipeg Beach School as coordinated by the rec manager.
Could I get a mover, please? Councillor Kozlowski. Could I get a seconder, please? Councillor Jarvis. All in favor? Great, thank you.
Be it hereby resolved that council approve Mayor Jackson a leave of absence for the November 23rd, 2023 and the December 20th, 2023 regular meetings of council.
Could I get a mover, please? Councillor Kozlowski. Could I get a seconder, please? Councillor Jarvis. So we were already aware that Mayor Jackson was going to be absent from the December meeting. Today's absence was unexpected. Our indemnity bylaw does indicate if you miss 3 meetings without approval, you are not entitled to your indemnity. We don't know if Mayor Jackson plans to be here at the January meeting. This is just in the event of if something unforeseen happens and she misses a January meeting. Did I get a seconder on that? Sorry.
You did.
I did. Councillor Jarvis? Okay, all in favor? Or any questions? All in favor?
So item 13.1, roundtable discussions, council committee and board reports.
I do have one thing, when we were having a discussion, I do know that, I just wanted to share with you that I do know that the Historical Society is hopefully being able to look at the caboose and get some grant money and organize things to improve the caboose. So I just wanted to share that because there was a comment at our meeting yesterday about the caboose and I didn't get a chance to let you all know, and I don't know if we've actually raised that at a meeting before. I've shared information with them on one grant application. They didn't feel that they were ready yet to be applying for it, but did appreciate it and sort of have an idea of what sort of things now they'll need to have on hand or get together for future grant opportunities. Councillor Jarvis, do you have any meetings or anything you're at?
No, the one on Selkirk Weed is an old one. We talked about that
Yeah.
before.
Okay. Councillor Kozlowski?
Yeah, I was at the Gimli Seniors Resource meeting this week, and just some facts I'll give out to the people that Sylvia is our meal coordinator at the Winnipeg Beach Lake Lodge. This menu is posted in the lodge, the Winnipeg Beach Legion as well, and emailed to community members. The Thanksgiving dinner held on October 4th supplied 13 meals. In September, there were 35 meals with 2 volunteers with 11 volunteer hours. In October, there were 49 meals supplied, 2 volunteers and 4 volunteer hours. Extra meals, frozen meals continued to be supplied for participants and the community members regularly from this meal program. The Christmas dinner will be held on Wednesday, December the 20th at each of those locations I have stated. Also, there is a seniors program that supplies support services to the RM of Gimli, the town of Winnipeg Beach, village of Donater, RM of Armstrong, and the RM of St. Andrews. Now, some of these services that they offer are house cleaning, yard maintenance, lifeline, transportation, handy helper, yard maintenance, meals as I have stated, Meals on Wheels, the ERIC kits, which are the emergency response information kits. So if you've got a problem, you leave your kit on the, usually magnetized to the refrigerator, so the ambulance or the first responders can find it very easily. Also, they do the friendly visitor, resource information, and also form assistance they'll help you with. They're also in the process of purchasing such things as canes, walkers, etc., that you can rent from them as well. So if anybody wants any more information, maybe we'll put that on the website or...
Yeah, I was going to say perhaps we could put a link to that organization on the website so that anyone looking for the additional information. That's a lot of great resources that I don't know if a lot of people in the community are actually aware that.
Yeah, they're probably not.
No, because I think there's some individuals that think because it's the Gimli Resource Center that it's,
That's right.
it's the Gimli Resource Center, and when in fact they do support the Winnipeg Beach area.
That's right, the beach and surrounding areas. as
Great,
well.
thank you. Anything else? Okay.
Be it hereby resolved that council approves the council, committee, and board reports as circulated.
Could I get a member, please? Councillor Jarvis, seconder. Councillor Hall. Anything that anybody wishes to discuss further?
Good.
Just give me 1 sec, okay? I just want to double check on something. Sorry. Okay, no, that's fine. Okay, all in favor? Carried. So have 5 minutes.
Should I talk really slow?
No.
Be it hereby resolved that the correspondence be accepted as circulated.
Could I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. A seconder, please. Councillor Kozlowski. I don't, neatness and penmanship doesn't count on my writing on here.
That's all good, I'm tracking.
Okay. Any, okay. All in favor? No. Oh, sorry, did you have? No, this is a new one. Yeah, that was, yeah.
Yeah,
this is-
all in favor.
Yeah, all in favor. Larry, all in favor. Come on, I thought I was under control here. Do not derail me. Okay. Well, we are going to look at each other for 3 minutes.
Yeah, we do
We
have to
cannot,
wait till
yeah, we do have to wait
6:30.
till the advertised time before we can pass the resolution, before we can pass the resolution to go to the council regular meeting.
Chairs that we have hiding, I'll take a look to see.
That chair is my chair, so if anybody wants to just pull it away from the council table and have a seat, they're welcome to.
It's like being on a bus, eh? Get off your seat.
Get the first time some kid gave his seat up to me and I thought, I'm not old enough for you to be doing that.
So did you slap him?
No, I took the seat. I took the seat.
Oh, sorry.
So, did you want to explain the process of?
Oh, before we go in or after?
How about before?
Oh, okay, that's fine, that'll kill the next minute. Okay, so I just would like to explain to all of you that are here, what the procedure is with the public hearing. We have 2 this evening. We will completely deal with one and then deal with the other. So the first person to speak will be the applicant. During the applicant's, no, we don't ask questions till after. Okay, sorry. So I did much better when we sending this to the car on the way here. So the applicant will speak. Then anyone who has signed in to either oppose or support the application will be called on to speak. On both, we have written submissions that will be read out as well once those that are here have the opportunity to speak in support of or against. Then the last person to speak will be the applicant with an opportunity to address anything that might have been raised in objections towards their application or anything they feel perhaps based on what's been said they need to clarify. At that point, if council has any questions of the individual, of the applicant, we will ask the applicant the questions at that point. We will then go through the second public hearing, and then we will go out of the public hearing and back into our regular meeting. At that time, council will discuss both of the requests. You are welcome to stay. If you don't wish to stay, if you are the applicant, you will be notified of the results. One of several things can happen. Either we can approve the request as we can approve the request as submitted. We can approve the request with some conditions. We can deny the request. Or if during discussion it's felt that there is additional information required in order for council to make a sound decision, then it will be tabled or adjourned?
Adjourned.
It will be adjourned until a date that you will be advised of if that's what we're dealing with. Okay? So we are, did that take a minute? We did a fast talk. Yeah, we're good. You're late? Okay.
Be it hereby resolved that the regular meeting of council, November 23rd, 2023, be recessed at 6:31 PM for the purpose of holding a public hearing as required on the following matters. Application for conditional use number TWB-23-14C. Application for variance number TWB-23-45V. Application for conditional use number TWB-23-15C.
I believe you, but do I have that? Oh, sorry. Okay.
Just reverse.
Okay, thank you. No, that's okay. Thank you. Could I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. Could I get a seconder, please? Councillor Hall? All in favor? Okay, we are now out of the regular meeting. Are you?
Yeah. Be it hereby resolved that Mayor Jackson is excused from the public hearing due to illness.
Could I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. Could I get a seconder, please? Councillor Kozlowski. All in favor? Carried. Okay, which one is first? What are we dealing with first?
No.
I'm just gonna read.
No?
I gotta open the public
Okay.
hearing.
Oh, right, sorry.
Be it hereby resolved that Council of Winnipeg Beach open a public hearing at 6:32 PM as required on the following matters. Application for conditional use TWB-23-14C and application for variance TWB-23-45V at 254 Elm Avenue and legally described as Lot 11, Block 22, Plan 4553, roll number 14500. And application for conditional use TWB 23-15C at 342 PTH 9 and legally described as Lot 1, Block 2, Plan 2226, roll number 48500.
Could I get a mover, please? Councillor Jarvis. A seconder, please. Councillor Kozlowski. All in favor? Carried. Okay. So I'll ask the applicant to come forward?
Correct.
Okay, so when you are called, if you could please come have a seat at the table in the chair. So the first person to speak will be the applicant for this variance.
Hi,
Hi.
thank you very much for having me. My name is Darcy Baguski. Do I just start or what?
Correct. Yeah, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry.
No.
My company is, the legal name of the company is 101611618 Manitoba Limited. I operate as Chop Shop Replicas. The website is www.chopshopreplicas.com. What I do is I'm a boutique car person that has a custom build shop down in Mexico, actually south of Mexico City. I recently moved to Winnipeg Beach, myself and my dog. I'm looking to use my residence that I'm renting at 254 Elm Avenue as my home office for my cars only. There's no foot traffic, people coming, going, nothing whatsoever.
Sorry, you were addressing council.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's okay.
So I don't have any foot traffic whatsoever. I'm virtual, so people come to me as a custom buyer and I find their vehicle online. I'll do my bill of sale and everything at my home office, but then I go to see them directly. So normally it's in the city of Winnipeg that I'm going into, and I actually have a storage location for some of my cars in Winnipeg at 3081 Portage that I've just recently acquired. So I just want to come here today to explain what I do and assure everyone that there will be no cars for sale on the property and there will be no foot traffic of people coming in and out to purchase any cars or to look at cars or to do anything related to that. It's strictly an office.
Okay. That's it?
Well, I think so.
Okay, so now what will happen is,
Yeah.
those that are wanting to speak either
Okay.
in support of or against,
Okay,
will speak.
all right,
Then you will speak again, and if council at that time has any questions for clarification. So
Okay.
you will get a chance to,
answer questions?
well, rebut anything that is said in opposition or support of,
Okay,
okay?
all right,
Thank you.
So going by list of sign-in, we have Krista Haight.
Kristen Haight.
Krista Haight? Okay. And are you here to speak on, yes, on this
I'm
application?
closing it, yeah. Am I allowed to ask how many letters you received in support and how many you received
It
against?
will all be reviewed, everything will be covered while we're here tonight.
But is that information you're gonna give to us?
Oh, yes, yeah, so what, as I said earlier, everyone will get a chance to speak, and then we will read anything that we received in email, or by email.
Okay,
And I just don't have the tally right now, is the only reason why I'm saying it'll all come out during the process.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so have you read the letters that we've already have been sent in as opposition?
Yeah, so
or what's that?
every
They've already
member of council has each objection or support. Yeah.
Okay, well, so thanks for sending the information out, but for my husband and I, what we found was there was just inconsistencies in the information that was presented to us. You know, we're told that the bylaw or the variance is to allow for a car dealership, and then it says that it's primarily online, but we're gonna have some cars with dealer plates there. Well, what are we opening the door to at that point? You know, so we got 1 or 2 cars. What if the sale falls through? I'm sure you're a great guy, okay, but you know, stuff happens. So you've got a location at 3081 Portage Avenue. What's to prevent it? Oh, well, I'll come pick it up in Winnipeg Beach. So we're gonna suddenly be having traffic in a very congested back lane. There's a beautiful garage on this property, which when I look at the website for Chop Shop Replicas, it talks about rebuilding cars for 30 years. We're right next door. I don't want to have to listen to the noise and the rebuilding, and none of us do. Like, there's so much potential for environmental contamination with this. Whether it's, if work is done, you know, fluids and stuff can leak into our groundwater and our wells. Environmental noise contamination. I think most of us, the neighbors, want to be sitting on our porches, enjoying the peace and quiet. That's why we made investments in Winnipeg Beach, not to be listening to noise associated that's generally associated with car dealerships. You know, what else do I have on here? It's my understanding too that this is a short-term lease relatively that you're looking at, which I guess was presented as a positive, that, you know, it won't be around long. But those can get extended. So again, if we open the door for this thing on a short-term basis, well, what's to say it won't get extended? And once we allow for it, is there a time frame on it? Probably not. And then in the documents that you sent out to us, it says very clearly there's 3 things that are not allowed for home occupation: social escort services, automotive services use, and tow truck operations. So it's quite a trifecta of things that we don't want happening. There's lots of commercial space available. I just don't understand why we'd be considering this right amongst, what is there, about 10 cottages on our street there, and then the people behind. And ultimately, you know, we can think it's short term, this isn't gonna happen. Everyone has great plans. Plans change, and I don't think we should be opening ourselves to suffering for that.
Thank you.
Okay. Next listed is Ron. I can't, Ron?
Anna Freychuk.
Anna Freychuk, okay.
That's
And is
close
that
enough.
for this particular hearing you're here to speak on behalf?
Yep.
Okay.
I live across the street from the applicant, and upon viewing his application, it said there could be 1 to 2 cars on site. And I just really have a concern about where they're gonna be parked. Because currently, when it's used as a B&B, everybody parks on the front street, even the owner himself. And I went and looked around the back and there doesn't seem to be much room for parking vehicles or storing them. So that's my major concern. I don't wanna see any more traffic on the front street. And generally pisses me off, but they park right across the foot of my driveway. So we gotta be careful as hell backing out of our place or pulling in. And that's basically my concern. It's just, how many vehicles are gonna be there? If it's gonna be 1, 2, could be possibly more, I don't know. And where are they gonna be parked?
Okay, thank you, Ron.
Pardon me?
I said, thank you.
I have Candice Takash.
It's Candace, it's for
Candace?
the next one.
That's for
Yeah.
the next one, okay. And then I have Nadia Hengzrak. Close enough.
Thank you. Well, I guess my main concern is that, how long has this been a residential zoning area? Hundreds of years, 150 years or so, and now we want to change the zoning? I'm very much against that. I don't want extra vehicles. In the summertime, there's enough vehicles coming up and down and back and forth. And I don't want to see any more coming up and down and back and forth. So I'm thoroughly against this and rezoning. You know, this is a family-orientated place. People love to come here, go to the beach and everything else. And I think we're opening up Pandora's box. Once we do it once, then you're gonna get somebody else to want something else, and I don't wanna see that happen. I've been around here for many years, and I hope to keep it this way. Thank you.
And Tammy Daniel oh, that's the other applicant. Okay.
Do we have for any of these? Any of these in objection or support of this one, or just?
No, they're just
The one, okay, so, sorry, we don't have any, anything that was submitted just in writing on this application? They're to do with the other one?
No, that's in the package.
Oh, right in here, oh, sorry.
That's
These
okay.
are just additionals, okay.
So here, they're right here.
Oh.
This is the addition, that's through there.
Those three? Sorry, I got 40 minutes of warning, I was running this meeting.
Here's the objections.
Okay. Okay, so thank you. So we have received a letter of objection for this hearing. So I will be reading it out. And because it is a public hearing, the individual's name will be, as those that had to sign in, the individual's name will be made known. This is in response to conditional use TWB 2314C and variance TWB 2345V that we received from the Eastern Interlake Planning District regarding 254 Elm Street. My wife and I live at 262 Elm Street, Winnipeg Beach, and are totally against this application for variance. There is currently an Airbnb at the same location and another on the same street, which has already increased traffic and parking on Elm Street, which is already in short supply during certain times. In the application itself, the application is stating that there will be no foot traffic or cars for sale at the house, but in the same application he seems to contradict himself. He states most all cars are bought by spec and are delivered to the customer direct. He doesn't state all cars are delivered to the customer direct. So what about the ones that are not delivered directly to the customer? Where are these cars stored? How does the customer get the vehicle from the applicant? He also states, I'm primarily an online dealer. I do have 1 or 2 vehicles that have a car dealer license plate on them. That's it. So he is not exclusively an online dealer. Where are these cars stored that are not sold online? Why does he have 2 vehicles that have car dealer plates on them? Are they for sale? Where are they stored? Will people be coming to see them? What will be done if the variance is granted and then there is foot/vehicle traffic, or there are vehicles stored on the property or on the street? Will the variance be cancelled as the applicant submitted a false application? What happens if the variance is granted, but the applicant isn't granted, but the applicant goes ahead with his business anyways? Thank you, Bradley Resnick. There's more here. Is this all? Yeah.
So then I've highlighted the areas.
Oh, thank you. Okay, we have another letter of objection. This is in reply to the correspondence we received from Eastern Interlake Planning District, reconditional use TWB 23-14C and variance TWB-23-45V. We are opposed to this application. We understand that the applicant says that there will not be any foot traffic or cars available for sale on the property, but we suspect this could be exceptional to special circumstances. The parking on Elm Street is at a minimum, especially in the 3 seasons from spring to fall. As well, this property is an Airbnb. The variance is being applied for by the renter, not the owner. How is it that a renter can apply for a variance to a property when they are not the owner of the property? Where does the property's owner's responsibility lie for breach of variance? We also suspect this could set a precedence for other similar applicants that could bring customers to the property. There already is another Airbnb on this block on the other side of Elm Street, so there has been many unfamiliar occupants at times in our neighborhood as it is.
The name.
Pardon me?
The name.
Oh, I'm sorry, thank you. And that was submitted by Teresa and Alain Beauregard, 369 Churchill. And then we have another one. Attention Winnipeg Beach Municipal Council, conditional use TWB-23-14C, variance TWB-23-45V. I'm writing to express my opposition to the variance applied for by the resident at 254 Elm Avenue in Winnipeg Beach to operate a virtual car dealership for MPI. The home is already an Airbnb and therefore brings in strangers to the area that have no vested interest in the town. The current renter's application to run a virtual car dealership does nothing to increase the value of our property or that of our town. Although the intent of the business is to be virtual, there is nothing stopping exceptions from happening. Another concern is that allowing a home business of this nature to operate in a residential area would be setting a precedent for people with similar home businesses to do the same. I've been a resident at 246 Elm for 15 years, and I feel this variance is not in the best interest of Winnipeg Beach residents. Thank you, Beverly and Albert Self. And the fourth objection that was submitted to the East Interlake Planning District. We are writing to notify you of our adamant opposition to this request. We live at 250 Elm Avenue, directly adjacent to the address in question, and are among those to be the most significantly impacted. Our observations and objections include: application says there will be no foot traffic, but the proposal states he is primarily an online dealer and that he does have 1 or 2 vehicles that have dealer plates. Even if the proposal said that he was solely an online dealer, this is not a door we should open. Website for the business states he has 30 years experience in building replica cars, so it does not appear to be just a buying and selling operation. There will also be car servicing, repairs, rebuilding. Residents, and not only those within the 100-meter radius, should not be subjected to the following: noise from the machinery, grinders, air compressors, spray guns, welding machinery, to name a few, none known to be quiet. Clutter and garbage, drive by any small garage, auto body shop, and there are usually extra car parts, frames, tires, etc. lying around. Increased congestion in the back lane. The garage for 254 Elm is located at the intersection of 2 back lanes. This could be problematic if multiple vehicles are being worked on, potentially blocking access for neighbors to their own property. There is a potential for environmental impact if this variance is allowed. The nature of the automotive servicing opens the possibility for contamination of surrounding soil and wells, the fluid used in this enterprise. Again, all residents nearby would suffer as a result. We made the decision to buy a cottage in the town of Winnipeg Beach in 2010 because we love the relaxing, peaceful nature of the location. Both my husband and I will be retiring in the next year and plan to spend considerably more time at our cabin. We just made a significant investment in a screen porch to increase our enjoyment. We wanted to sit on it, hear kids playing, and watch families walking to the beach, listening to cars being rebuilt, and watching commercial activity less than 20 feet from our deck was not part of our expected future, nor should it be allowed to be. There is a reason why on the list of unacceptable home occupations, automotive service is only surpassed by social escort services. This is not a person doing bookkeeping in their home office. This is an enterprise that, for all the reasons outlined above, will detract from the quaint cottage atmosphere that Winnipeg Beach works hard to promote and was what attracted us originally. The potential to negatively impact the health and enjoyment of all neighbors, not to mention our property values, is huge if this variance is allowed. The applicant's proposal should be rejected. We trust this notice of objection will be shared with Municipal Council in advance of the hearing on November 23rd. Thank you, Kristen and Jeff Haight. And objection number 5. My name is Paula Mont, and I'm the owner/resident of 142 Chestnut Street, located due south of the AM applicant. I am opposed to the variance as I am convinced that, if allowed, it will result in an increase in pedestrian and vehicular traffic, as well as an increase in the noise level. This area, like all of Winnipeg Beach, is a recreational residential area, and there is no need or reason to allow for a home car dealership. This proposed car dealership will contribute nothing to the community. Should council allow this variance, they are in error and are establishing a dangerous precedent. And that was submitted by Paul Lamont at 254 Elm Street. Okay, so that is everything to be presented. We will now allow the applicant an opportunity to address, if he so chooses, some of the concerns that were raised, and then there will be an opportunity for council to ask questions. Gonna come back? Yeah.
Okay. First of all, Airbnb. Yes, I agree with you 100% with people coming and going. I was very happy with Mitch when I found his house in Winnipeg Beach, because I was originally going to rent his house in Tyndall on an annual basis and be in Tyndall, Manitoba. I then researched a bit more and I found that he had a place in Winnipeg Beach, because for me and my dog, and just personally, I'm looking for a place that's nice, quiet, to get away to and to live at. I am not a service garage. I'm not an auto service garage. I don't do oil changes. I don't do any car repair. No service whatsoever. My stuff is Volkswagen air-cooled related, so I'll be heading to either see Mike Rogoski or VW Bushcraft down at Clandeboye, Manitoba. Otherwise, my shop for building is south of Mexico City. So that's about 4,000 kilometers away, and if that noise should happen to come into Winnipeg Beach, then I would have a problem with it as well. 2 cars as an example, I could either put a personal plate on them or I could put a dealer plate on them. I had a scenario this week where my one vehicle had to go to the shop in Winnipeg and I was without it because I had to order parts. I was driving my second vehicle that I had at Winnipeg Beach with me, and it conked out at me right at Randy's place, just before on number 9 highway, I can't remember exactly, before Whitewall Road. Had my vehicle towed to Mike Rogoski's. This is why I have 2 cars. It was my problem that my other vehicle was at the dealership in Winnipeg at the time, because I was without a car for about a week. Mike's still working on my Land Rover right now as we speak, the other one. The reason why I came out to Winnipeg Beach again was to get away from the city and to have peace and quiet. I have a storage facility in Winnipeg. I am just using the house as my office, is what I use it for, and for online looking for cars and sourcing vehicles for people. For me to have a vehicle purchased for someone and have it shipped to Winnipeg Beach when it's not even sold here, none of my customers are in the area, is not cost cost effective for me to do because there is additional charge. All my cars go to my storage facility in Winnipeg if I buy anything. Other than that, as far as parking is concerned, I don't plan on parking in the front at all unless my kids are coming to visit me and there isn't a space for them to park at the back of the house. In my garage right now, I do have a bunch of personal belongings that I don't have room to park a vehicle, but I'm slowly going through those to create more space so I can actually park one vehicle in my garage and the other car that I will have will be on my park pad. My kids, if they happen to come out, there is a space on the other side of my garage for them to be able to park at the back, which I'll keep the snow clear for them. So there isn't any parking on the front street. I like the area and I'd love to be out here and take the Airbnb problem off your hands entirely with that house and have it on an annual lease if I possibly could. So you're right, but I was not planning on having my auto dealer permit extended at that time because ultimately I'm starting out with this venture from the car dealer permit side and I'd like to have it in a commercial facility. I have inquired about the grocery store that's located across from the Domo, potentially doing a modification and putting a garage door on the side of it, but I'm not really getting traction with the current ownership. I've actually also put feelers out on the garage that is currently vacant, that was used by the looks of it as a service garage on number 9 highway. I haven't been able to track that owner down yet to talk to them. So I understand the concern, and if I was your true typical auto dealership with service and everything, then yes, I would be the exact same way as the residents here right now, and I would not want something like that in my neighborhood at all. Because there is the environmental concern, there is the noise that goes along with it. My cars are not hot rod cars at all. They're all primarily replica Porsche 356s, Spyders, Coupes. I do make a replica 67 Mustang, but it's just one of the cars that I happen to build, but that's, again, all the stock is kept in Winnipeg. I'm just looking at the location, so I physically, because I don't like going into the city, to be truthful with you, I just physically want to be able to stay at my home and do what I do and go into Winnipeg when I have to finalize sales.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay, so it's now council's opportunity to ask some questions, and I do have a few.
Okay, super.
Okay, so I would like to have a bit of a better global understanding of what exactly it is you're wanting to be doing out of the house.
Yes.
Why NPR requires you to have permission to work virtually out of the house. But probably the one thing I would like answered first is, you said that you were looking at the grocery store and is that to move your location from Winnipeg to out here, or is that to do things that you need to do at home?
No, that's to move my location from Winnipeg up to here. Yeah.
So it is not to have somewhere else to do things that you would otherwise be doing in the house.
No.
Okay.
No.
And just a point, you are new to the community.
Yes.
When people have family visiting,
Yes.
they can park on our streets.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So you would be willing, if there was a condition, to change your plates from dealer plates to personal plates?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It does help me to have dealer plates because when I am in Winnipeg and I have to move cars around. Well, yeah, I have to move cars around and whatnot.
Okay.
I could apply for collector plates, but then that kind of defeats the purpose for the dealer.
So the purpose of a dealer plate is it enables you to move it from car to car.
Yes.
So you could keep your dealer plates in your shop.
Yeah.
And have personal plates on your car.
Absolutely.
So that there is not a concern. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
You indicated that, sorry, I just made a note when you first, that your customers come to you. Do they come to you virtually? Is it an online transaction or a telephone?
It's either telephone or online or text. Like I do advertise on Kijiji and Facebook and whatnot, but it's a phone call because a lot of my stuff, or pretty much all of my stuff, is specialized.
Okay.
So it's not something that you carry in regular inventory
So they would not physically be coming to you to
No.
sit down over a beer and discuss what they're looking for or what they want from you?
No, I go into Winnipeg for that stuff, yeah.
Why is MPI requiring you, if it's all gonna be virtual?
Yeah.
Why is MPI requiring you to get approval from the town to operate strictly virtually out of property in town?
Well, in my storage location in Winnipeg, it's not set up to, you have to have a washroom and all that stuff if
Okay.
you have, we're an actual dealership in
Okay.
Winnipeg. Outside, they allow you to use your, in some cases, your house address as being your dealer permit location address also. So what I'm doing right now is I'm having to go to reapply at MPI
Okay.
because of my movement and
Okay.
the new things that I'm doing down in Mexico as
Yeah.
well. And the prerequisite on the application is, it says that I need to have a letter of approval from the town or municipality that I'm physically in as my office.
Okay,
So I have to take that letter and package it up with my criminal record check and all the rest of my application that I have to put together with proof of insurance and, excuse me, all that stuff, and send it to MPI. And then they have final approval from their end, whether or not they will allow me to even have my dealer permit there. Even after I give them all the information they're looking for, they still have to give me approval from their end.
so if you're a virtual business, I just need to understand why they wouldn't allow you to have your dealer permit attached to your storage location? Like no washroom even for you in that building?
No,
Oh, it
it's
is
cold
strictly-
storage. It's
oh,
cold
it's cold
storage.
storage.
Yeah, it's cold storage.
Okay.
that it is, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then, so you do have room, even though, I mean, people have more cars personally in their household.
Oh.
You do actually have, there is room for both your cars to be parked in the back.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
I think so. Unless how I'm parking them is not how I should be parking, but
Okay.
I think there is, yeah.
Okay, I think that's all my questions. Councillor Jarvis?
So this is your permanent residence. You
Yes.
have no other address.
No,
So theoretically, the other building's just a cold storage.
yes,
So for business registration, you need an address.
Yes.
So that's why this is there.
yes,
That's all.
yes, yeah. It's,
Yeah.
yeah. It's exactly what it is.
Councillor Hull, anything?
He stole mine.
Well, I would
You
read
probably
it.
wrote it in big font and saw it. Okay.
Yes.
You're right, too big.
Thanks.
Councillor Kozlowski?
Now, you took one of the questions I was gonna ask him, why would he entertain the emotion of going through this process?
Yeah.
You know, if there's no vehicles or pedestrians, traffic on the premises that we just said.
Well, I don't want to.
MPI required.
Exactly, and I don't want to, because I'm at home, it's just easier for me to do everything and have all my mail come directly to me here in Winnipeg Beach on a consistent basis instead of me having to go in. Because my cars are very specialized, so the sales process for me in a lot of cases is from April till about September, you know, somewhere's in there, because they're all summer cars that I sell. Like they're convertibles, there are coupes and whatnot, and hardtops, but they're more prone for summer vehicles, not your winter, not your winter driving, I don't think. Some people probably can and would, but I wouldn't recommend it, yeah.
So you're not selling just to Winnipeggers?
No, I sell all across Canada,
Okay.
into the US.
Okay, okay.
I've entertained sending cars overseas because in Belgium, some people have purchased my style of vehicle, so I'm always looking for new ways to sell my products for sure, but if that opportunity presents itself, I'll sell anywhere in the world if I can, sure.
So then what do you have in cold storage? Are those being shipped to Mexico for work?
Nope, those, what I have in storage right now is I just sold a 1974 Volkswagen Westphalia. I have a 1964 Volkswagen Carmagia. That's for sale. It's in storage.
Okay.
I have a 1979 Volkswagen Super Beetle.
So you're storing here after they've been restored?
I just know they just all go into Winnipeg.
Okay.
Then they're kept there. So
Okay.
that's what I have in the cold storage in the
Okay.
building right now is those 3 VWs plus I have an old 1997 Land Rover
Okay.
that's parked outside.
But they're not necessarily vehicles that are being sold to people that are physically coming to look at them in Winnipeg.
Well, they're listed online, so if my customers in Winnipeg.
Right, no, yeah, and I understand, sorry, that's not what, so you wouldn't be bringing the car from cold storage out to Winnipeg Beach for somebody to come and look at it?
No, absolutely not.
They would be
I might,
moving it.
like, I might drive one of my 64 Gia in the summer.
Yeah.
I might drive it out just to have as another car to drive here, but I would have to take another one in to drop off to bring that Gia out to enjoy it for the summer.
Okay, and that was gonna be my question based on then that, if a condition was placed that you would be limited to 2 licensed vehicles of your own,
Sure.
like licensed
Well,
by
if
you
I-
at any time.
Okay, if I had to and the stipulation was that, then I would drive, I'd have to drive that car back to Winnipeg
Yeah.
to drop it off to bring my.
Bring
other
me,
vehicle back.
yeah, okay. Any other questions, anyone? Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
We will
and
be hearing the next
I
hearing.
have to live with everybody here too that are my neighbors, so I don't want to cause any problems with anything either, so. If you have other questions when I see you in the back lane with my dog, by all means, I gladly answer them.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry, I do just have one other question. Sorry. Have you looked for any small commercial space available to you to set up just a small office in Winnipeg Beach?
No, I haven't. I've just looked at the bigger spots where I could put cars. That's basically
Okay.
was the only spots, yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, next applicants?
So, the next applicant was not informed of, how many people may be in attendance. So there is some concerns of claustrophobia. So I'm not sure. So anyone who is not interested in that, you can either wait in the office if you want to come back for the piece of the council hearing, or outside, or I apologize. It's unbeknownst to us as
Does that
well
include
with
us?
that. Hey?
Does that include me?
Sure. Yeah.
Is that allowed?
No,
Sorry,
You know what, I can't.
No, sorry. Yeah, sorry, it's a public hearing, we can't ask people to leave. So you can just have a seat. Public hearing, we can't ask people to leave that want to be here. So we're gonna have to. If you're, okay, so if you're going willingly, that's fine, but it's not because we've asked you to leave. Because we have to keep a public hearing open to anyone that wants to be here. We will be right back. You're still on camera.
I've got time?
Well, camera is still rolling, but yes, absolutely, if you need to
Okay,
step
everybody else is
out.
building
you
around.
can
I can tell I
step
have claustrophobia.
out. Doug? That's okay.
I'm good, I'm good.
Voice will be
Yeah. Station at the corner of Heights and money that was just talking about. Yeah. You can't find the location.
I have a friend too in Selkirk he's trying to track down the owner. But I'll just give it a couple, 3 days and see what transpires, because
Actually, that's great. Well, it would be really good, but I can't say anything.
Yeah, no, she'll come. So if you can have it, see here, Tammy, that would be great.
Okay, so you were not in the room to hear how the proceedings go? Okay, so what will happen is, as the applicant, you will have the opportunity to speak first. And then, after you've spoken, anybody who is present who is wishing to speak in support of or opposition will have the opportunity to speak. If we have received any correspondence in writing in opposition or support of your request, those will be read out as well. Then you will have the last opportunity to speak to address any concerns or comments that were made by those in support or opposition. You don't have to if you don't wish to. And then following that, if council has any questions, we will address you with those questions. We will have to go out of the public hearing. We will then make a decision on the other one first, because it was on the list first. Then we will make a decision on yours. The decision can either be in support of the application as requested, in support of the application with
Conditions.
thank you, conditions, a denial of the application, or if in discussion as a council that we feel that there's information for us to be able to make a sound decision that has not been presented and isn't available by you, we will table the decision to another meeting, and you'll be advised of the date of that, okay? You are welcome to stick around for that portion of the meeting. If you don't wish to stay, you will be advised in writing of the results, okay? Okay, go ahead.
So am I supposed to?
You're just going to
Sort of state your case for your application and explain to council why you've looked at making this application. Although it was sent through there, if there is additional information you'd like to give to council at this time to talk about your...
So the reason why I want to open the store?
like anything you'd like to share as to why you put this application forward. So, yeah.
I put the application here because I wanted, like, I mean, I'm sure there's lots of people that have hobbies and they sell things and stuff, but I wanted to do it the proper way through the proper channels and everything. Like, I've had to do in front of so many people. The reasons are personal, medical reasons, like to make money, to support my family. It's a passion that I have. It's a peaceful place for me to be able to make these things. They're handmade. I make them. I like making people happy that want to buy my stuff, and I can stay at home and don't have to go out into the public to do it. I'm not looking to cause any trouble, but it's just a little boutique. I understand that people have concerns, but I'm not Walmart. I'm just a little old me. I'm just a little boutique that's just gonna have a tiny little shop, so there's not gonna be any issues. That's all I have to say.
Okay, if you could have a seat, and we will call on anyone
Nadia?
that's registered to speak.
No, not Nadia. Candace. Right. My bad.
I've also submitted a letter because I attached pictures to my letter. Now, I've lived here in the beach for 18 years. There's a couple bed and breakfasts on our street, so it's gotten busier over the years. I am constantly on the move, so I'm continuously going down our street. The applicant's house is on the corner of Silverdale and Highway 9. Now, the issue I'm against this. The issue I have is the traffic. I've submitted pictures of 2 vehicles which I happened to catch at the end of the street. That if there's one car or truck at the stop sign, and if there's another car parked on her side where she says there's room for 5 vehicles, now it may not be busy now, but what happens when it gets busy? I've talked to my other neighbors and I encourage them to explain as to reason why they feel, but if there's a vehicle sitting at the road, you can't make that turn onto Silverdale. If there's somebody at the stop sign and you go to turn, if there's a vehicle sitting here, you can't get onto the street. I myself have almost slipped off that corner into the ditch. On the south side of her, there is a fisherman. Now, when I tried to catch that picture, when somebody backs out of his driveway because it's right onto Silverdale, it actually comes almost right up to her yard. Like when you're backing up from here and you're going this way. So if there was vehicles there, he's not getting out of there. She says there's room for 2 vehicles in her yard. Well, her son, or pardon me, somebody that was at her house had a car and a motorbike all summer on that side of the road, which made it impossible if there was somebody coming down the road and you were turning onto Silverdale. I myself am self-employed and have a couple businesses, Avon being one of them. I do many markets. There is also a market right across the street from the applicant's house where it's an open market. So you can go at any time. It's just I feel that it will block the street coming down that way. I've also talked to the fisherman neighbor and he says every time, and I've come, like I don't mind going around every once in a while. If he's bringing the bombardier into the yard or trailers into the yard, going around once in a while is fine. But I'm up and down that street like, right, I leave in the morning, I come back. I'm out delivering Avon, I'm coming back. I'm up and down my street. I don't want to have to go around because she's blocked it because of the traffic coming to her house, right? Yes, she says there's room for 5 vehicles on the street, but I'm not sure what the allowance is, but it's got to be so far from the highway. And then there's a back lane that crosses. Right, in the pictures you can see, right, her driveway's here, the fisherman's driveway's here. There's a back lane right here, so you can only come so far, and there's no way she's getting 5 vehicles from the highway to her driveway. It's just too much, gonna be too much congestion. It already is at times. That's everything.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anyone else on your list, or just
No,
the,
that's
just
it.
the, okay, we do have,
This is the agenda.
thank you. Look at this mess.
I know.
We did receive, 1 objection in writing. My name is Candace Tokash and I live at 339 Silverdale Avenue in Winnipeg Beach. Is that?
That's me.
Oh, but.
Because there was
okay.
pictures attached.
I
to
received
there.
a letter in the mail for a home occupation on my street, which unfortunately I'm against. I've lived on the street for 18 years. That corner is narrow, and when there is a vehicle close to the corner, it's almost impossible to turn. I've spoken to other neighbors who have hit the ditch because said person has had family members leaving vehicles on the road for extended amounts of time. Snow gets piled up because vehicles are left there. I've included a picture of 2 trucks at that corner. There also is not enough room in her driveway for 2 vehicles. If there was a motorcycle and car sat all summer this following year, which makes it difficult to turn on the street if a car is already waiting to turn on the highway. Over the last few years, Silverdale has picked up with the amount of traffic that comes down it, from seasonal picking up in the summer, bed and breakfast on the street, and as full-timers Her store may not be busy now, but what happens when it does? I can't come down my street or I have to go around. Meanwhile, I'm right in the middle of the street. I use the street frequently as I'm always on the go, as I run 2 businesses. One is a home cleaning service, and the other is Avon, which have lots of stock to do markets at. There is even one across the street from said person applying for the home business. Thank you, Candace Tokash. And pictures were submitted for council's review. Okay, so that is everything in that. I'll ask the applicant to approach the table again, please. Is there any further comments you have in response to what was addressed by Candace, both verbally and in the letter? Okay, go ahead.
So as far as there being trucks that are in that space from the highway to my driveway, those trucks are not mine. Those are the fishermen's. Those are his friends, those are his family. They're in there, they're always there. They're parked sideways, they're parked backwards, their rear ends are in the middle of the road. There's times I can't even get into my own parking spot. There is absolutely enough room for another car aside from mine to park in my driveway. I don't know what she means by not being able to turn onto that street. The only time that it's very, very congested in there, that has nothing to do with me, is when there's something in the summer that's going on downtown and people have to find parking somewhere. They'll find side streets, and that's when you get those cars parked right up to the highway. But I don't have many people coming to my house. Those are not my cars. There was a motorcycle, yes, that was my son's. There was a car, yes, that was my son's. And he is not there anymore. So that's not gonna be, it's my car and only my car. And I park in my spot. So any other cars that would be on there. The other thing is that I don't plan on having 5, 6, 7, 8 customers come all at once. I'm open all day long. They'll trickle down. I'll probably have less traffic from my shop than the parking that is done by the people across from me. It's just not gonna happen.
Okay. So, council, if we have questions, we'll ask, and I'll go first again. So you are acknowledging that there is a traffic congestion issue on that corner?
On that, Silverdale has become, I do agree, it has become a very busy street for whatever reason. I do see that it is very narrow when you are at this stop sign going out and somebody's trying to turn in from the same way. The only thing I can say is that, like I said, in the summer, people do tend to park right up to the highway. But as far as I'm concerned, if it's my parking and I'm open during the day, I'm willing to put a cone there or something, or tell my customers there's only room for so much parking, or to put things there where nobody should be parking anyways, that close to the highway.
So you are currently a small business.
Yes.
And if successful, small businesses grow. Mm-hmm. So you're asking to put a retail shop in your home. So while right now you are saying it's a small business, mm-hmm. and it is a financial means for your family, are you going to be turning away customers because of the parking congestion, or that you don't have room for them to park?
Well, it's really no different than somebody else who has a hobby that sells out of their home and people come to their house and pick up stuff.
Well, the difference is you are before us with a variance request.
Yeah.
To get to be able to operate a home business. Mm-hmm. So that's what is before us right now. And when a small business grows, the number of people coming to visit grow. What are there limits on the hours that you're planning on being open?
Well, I'm not open 24 hours now. It's just the regular working hours.
Okay. Councillor Jarvis.
What are your hours of operation? And how do you post that? How does anybody know how to purchase your products?
They would know by social media, TikTok.
So you advertise
Instagram,
on social media, and
Facebook.
do they set up appointments to pick this up, or do you actually have store hours Monday to Friday?
I would
8
have
to 4?
store hours.
And they're posted where?
well, they're not posted anywhere because I don't have the store yet. So what?
But how would somebody know if I wanted to buy something? You said
I
I
would
would know on
post them.
social media, but do I have to phone you? Is there a number attached, or can I just show up in your driveway and knock on your
Just
door?
show up on my driveway. It's not, the door would be open if I have regular hours.
Okay, and my last question is, that's a picture of your driveway?
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Councilor Hall, anything?
Not right now, no.
Councilor Kozlowski?
No.
Sorry, how many cars fit in your driveway?
Two.
Two. How many vehicles are owned by current occupants of the house?
One.
Okay, thank you. Oh, sorry, I do have one other question. Have you made any inquiries into any retail space available in town to set shop up as opposed to in your home?
No, because that would make it, that would make me have to pay overhead. I'm not willing to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Should I leave then?
No, you are welcome to stay. You just have to take a seat back. We'll go out of the public hearing. Then as a council, we will discuss the two applications and either, as I said, either make a decision or defer the decision if we feel there's additional information we need.
You can choose to leave.
Yeah, you can leave and you will know, if you choose to leave, you'll be notified in writing of the decision.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you.
Thanks. Okay. I'm slightly organized here. Okay.
Yeah. You want to get organized?
Yeah, just give me one sec.
Oh, okay. Fisherman costs. He's always working
I will just remind you that we are still running live and there is a microphone, so.
But I said, it would help her. Yeah. I know. Still, like I said, she's not a problem. Fishing across the street with your trucks are the problem. I think that could be smart. Oh, yeah. No, she's just. How surprised is this people? It's surprised, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I didn't expect it.
That's what I'm worried about.
Do we have to leave the room?
No, we're just waiting for
We're
the
waiting for council to come back, so we can adjourn to the meeting, so we can go back to the close the public hearing.
Senior citizen.
Small ladders.
I didn't.
Oh, yeah, I don't see that one.
I don't like this one. Take it from you.
Yeah, I don't, yeah, even now, I have to.
Yeah, no, I have to work it out.
Okay.
A lot of times.
Be it hereby resolved that council now close the public hearing for conditional use and variance applications and reconvene its regular meeting of council at 7:30 p.m.
Could I get a member, please? Councillor Jarvis, seconder. Councillor Hall. All in favor? Carries. Okay.
Whereas the applicant, with consent of the owner of the property located at 254 Elm Street, legally described as Lot 11, Block 22, Plan 4553, roll number 14500, in the town of Winnipeg Beach has applied to the town of Winnipeg Beach for a conditional use number TWB-23-14C to permit a home occupation being a virtual car dealership for MPI. Be it resolved that after careful consideration for the application and any representations made for or against the conditional use, the Council of Winnipeg Beach in meeting duly assembled this 23rd day of November 2023 approves or denies conditional use TWB-23-14C with the following conditions.
Could I get a mover, please? Councillor Kozlowski. Could I get a seconder, please? Councillor Hall. Discussion? Comments? You know I have some, but I'll wait. Anyone else? Or do you want me to start?
The floor is yours.
Do you want me to start? Okay. I am in support of allowing this with some conditions. I believe that the concerns that were addressed by both those that took the time to come to this evening's meeting and those that were submitted in writing have been adequately addressed by the applicant, combined with a couple of conditions I feel would allow us to support this. The couple of conditions I would be looking at is that he turn his plates into actual vehicle plates, not using the dealer plates. And while I understand the convenience of a dealer plate, I'm hoping that this condition will satisfy some of the neighbors that have some concerns. That there be no repair or work on vehicles on the property, including his vehicles for personal use, and that we put a time limit on this to the 15th of June, at which time, if he wishes to continue to operate, let's say he ends up purchasing the property, a new application would be required so that public notice is given and the neighbors would be allowed to either provide their objection or support.
Can we speak or not?
No, I'm sorry, ma'am, the public hearing is closed. Councillor Jarvis.
I'm not in support of it.
Okay.
I deny it. I think that it would severely alter, all of the arguments that were presented to me, I think would severely alter the integrity of the quiet community that it is. I'm not in favor of moving any, this isn't what I would classify as a home-based business. It's not somebody that's marketing a craft or selling art. It's an actual dealership, virtual or otherwise. And so I support the objections regarding that it would alter the integrity of the community.
Okay. Any other comments?
I'm in full agreement with Councillor Jarvis about the 5 objections as well, keeping it a quaint and quiet area. And I'm also feel the other way too, that like you were stating, no repairs at all be done on the premises, but I am against it as well.
Am I allowed to ask? I'm going to ask and then you can tell me if I can. I'm just curious to know, because maybe I missed something, what part of the request are you feeling would make noise in the neighborhood?
I didn't say noise. I said, are you talking to me or Larry?
Okay, well, I'll start with Councillor Kozlowski. What part of what was
Well, I don't
presented
know
by
if he's
the
gonna
applicant?
conform to all those rules or not.
Okay.
And what happens if he doesn't?
If he does not
come back in front of this council and we change and take,
Because this is an application through the East Interlake Planning District.
Right.
Enforcement is done by the East Interlake Planning District. So if there are complaints that require enforcement or follow-up, It is the East Interlake Planning District that will handle the complaints because it's a variance request.
So if there is any conditions placed on either application, any breach within those conditions would then dissolve the conditional use or variance.
Councillor Jarvis.
I didn't mention noise, I just said that it would severely alter the integrity of the community. And the community is that of cottages or permanent homes, people that reside there. I don't think it's, and again, I don't think we're in a position that we can start to change or alter the zoning. I think it's fine the way it is. There are plenty of retail space all over the Interlake. And I mean, the man could live there, gentleman could live there as a residence and still set up his business somewhere else. I don't think, we're not talking about somebody making candles or somebody, jarring jam. We're talking about cars.
Okay, so could you explain to me then, please, because again, I don't know if I missed something, but what that was presented by the applicant would be altering the integrity if we are putting in clauses that state there will be no repairs or work done on vehicles, including his own personal vehicles. I'm not sure what would be altering the integrity of the neighborhood.
Well, just by the definition that the man's applying for a variance means he's altering the integrity of he's asking for a special dispensation in a neighborhood that's never had it before. That in itself validates that.
No, he's not asking to, what he is asking for is not altering the integrity of the neighborhood. He is asking for a variance to be able to be licensed as a virtual business that involves no client interaction on the premises, no vehicle work on the premises. It is a requirement by MPI for him to be able to operate virtually out of that property, that he have the variance that he needed to make the variance application.
That's because he needs a residence. He needs an actual address to have, for whatever reasons, taxation, sales tax, whatever. He needs an address.
As it was explained, it is required in order for him to be certified as a dealership.
Correct.
With MPI.
Correct.
It is not required as a place to actually do the work. And as he explained, his physical location of his business is a cold storage facility that does not have a bathroom, and therefore MPI will not allow him to use it. Had that facility had a bathroom, he would be able to make his license application with that at that address.
I still stand behind denying it.
And that's fine. I was just asking for clarification to make sure that I wasn't missing anything in me making my decision. Nothing further? All in favor?
Well, no,
Oh,
because
sorry.
the resolution
Oh.
had both, so
Okay.
I need to be able to, because I could not project what council's
Sorry,
decision would be, so after careful consideration is it going to be approved or denied?
Well,
Okay, so should we just put approve? And then if it's defeated, is that what we're looking at? Okay.
with the okay, so the conditions that were recommended was that he put personal plates on his vehicles. That no vehicle repair be conducted on the premises, including the applicant's own personal vehicles. And that there be no, I don't want that, no client-facing contact on the premises.
No client facing?
Personal.
No in-person client meetings. And that, sorry. and that it expire the 15th of July, 2024.
You said you.
June, sorry, 15th of June, thank you.
Okay. So I will reread the resolution.
Yeah.
Whereas the applicant, with consent of the owner of the property located at 254 Elm Street, legally described as Lot 11, Block 22, Plan 4553, Roll Number 14500 in the town of Winnipeg Beach, has applied to the town of Winnipeg Beach for a conditional use TWB 23-14C to permit a home occupation, being a virtual car dealership for MPI. Be it resolved that after careful consideration for the application, and any representations made for or against the conditional use, the Council of Winnipeg Beach in meetings duly assembled this 23rd of November 2023 approve conditional use TWB-23-14C with the following conditions. Personal plates on all vehicles. No vehicle repair can be conducted on the premise, including applicant's own vehicles. No in-person client meetings. The conditional use expires the 15th of June 2024.
All those in favor? Opposed? We have a tie, the motion is defeated. Next.
Whereas the applicant, with consent of the owner of property located at 254 Elm Street, legally described as Lot 11, Block 22, Plan 4553, Roll Number 14500 in the town of Winnipeg Beach, has applied to the town of Winnipeg Beach for a variation, for a variance TWB 23-45V to permit automotive service, being a car dealership which is restricted use in the home occupation provisions. Be it resolved after careful consideration for the application and any representations made for or against the variation, the Council of Winnipeg Beach in meeting duly assembled this 23rd of November 23 denies variance TWB-23-45V.
Can I get a member, please? Councillor Hole, Councillor Jarvis, seconder. Councillor Hole. Those in favor? Those opposed?
No, so those in favor, so you're denying, because so those in favor of denying the application? Those.
Either, what was it, sorry?
Okay, so there was two pieces, the conditional use for home-based business. The variance is it's not one application. So since the conditional use for a home business has been denied due to the motion's been defeated, which means it's been denied in essence because the motion was read as to approve it. We still have to address the variance for the home occupation to include home dealership. So the resolution, since the home occupation has been defeated, the resolution is reading that the variance be denied because the variance cannot happen without a home business being there.
So those in favor? Opposed? Carried. Okay.
Okay.
Discussion first, or you
yeah.
Do we want to discuss it first?
There's no discussion for the variance because the variance cannot happen.
No, I'm talking about the next one.
So I have to read the resolution.
You read the resolution first?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Okay, that's okay. Whereas the applicant, owner of the property located at 342 PTH 9 and legally described as Lot 1, Block 2, Plan 226, Roll Number 48500 in the town of Winnipeg Beach, has applied to the town of the town of Winnipeg Beach for conditional use TWB-23-15C to permit a home occupation being a retail shop named Beach Life Soy. Be it resolved that after careful consideration for the application and any representations made for or against the conditional use, the Council of Winnipeg Beach in meetings duly assembled this 23rd of November 2023 approves or denies conditional use TWB-23-15C with the following conditions.
Could I get a member, please? Councillor Jarvis, could I get a seconder, please? Councillor Kozlowski. Discussion? No discussion? Okay, no, aye. The applicant has acknowledged that there is already a traffic congestion issue at that property. She's also acknowledged that she has one vehicle and there's only room for one other vehicle. While the traffic congestion problem is not her problem, she has acknowledged that it is there, and this home-based business will continue to contribute to the problem because she is not able to provide adequate space. She's also indicated that no attempt has been made to find retail space because she doesn't want to spend money on overhead. I'm not in favor of creating a worse traffic problem than we already apparently have at that corner. While it is not her fault, she's not in a position, she is a retail business. She has stated that she will be advertising on social media. Her address will be there. She will have absolutely no control over how many vehicles or people are showing up at one time.
Okay, so CAO requires clarification if the resolution is to read approve with or without conditions or denies.
I think maybe there could be, could there not be signage put up for parking restrictions? So many minutes per, keep traffic moving. In the event that another homeowner is clustering or clogging up the area, then maybe something can be done about it, just to keep people moving.
So if you're asking for administration perspective on parking signs, council is currently working on parking initiatives. So the issue currently to date is a level of enforcement of any sort of parking.
The applicant also acknowledged that when there are activities going on in the town, the street is clogged with parking. Okay, well, if nobody else is going to comment or have anything to say, then I will ask that the resolution say deny and we'll vote on it accordingly.
Okay. Yes.
Sorry, I would like to add a condition in the event that the resolution is defeated. Oh, well, no, if it's defeated, there is no condition. Is there a condition if it's defeated?
There will be no conditions. If the resolution reads denies the conditional use and the motion is defeated, that means the conditional use is approved with no conditions.
So it's just a free-for-all?
It's correct.
Councillor Kozlowski.
Can we have a condition that the people that are coming to purchase stuff from her park in her driveway instead of on the street? If the street is congested like that.
So council has the authority to put any conditions they deem appropriate. So if that is the consensus of council, then yes, that can be a condition. Council has full authority to issue any conditions on any application.
So I would just like to remind you all that the applicant herself acknowledged there is a serious parking issue in front of her property. Councillor Jarvis.
Yeah, and I'm familiar with the corner, and I agree. There's a ton, and I know the fishermen across the street, there's parking everywhere. There's a marketplace there, there's the flea market on whatever days that's up, and I acknowledge they park everywhere. So I don't know if you can really tag that on. I agree with Councillor Kozlowski, if somebody comes to purchase a product, then they have to park in a driveway, but I don't think that we're in a position that we can deny something because of a parking problem that might already exist with or without a home-based business. So, we know there's a parking problem on that street. We know there's a congestion problem on that street.
And so how would you recommend enforcement?
I kind of like the idea of that if they have to come, they have to park in the driveway.
That's right.
The driveway has to be kept clear.
And I understand that, but if it's not happening, what's the enforcement of the parking on the street? We need to think beyond just, we're gonna ask them to do this. What's the enforcement beyond that? And we have been discussing parking, and we have acknowledged and are well aware that one of our issues with parking is lack of enforcement.
So in this particular case, it would be a breach of the approval, which would then abolish the conditional use. The question comes into play is, how do you identify the breach?
Exactly. Yeah. How do you identify whether a car in front of that property was there for her business or visiting the fishermen across the street? So is that really a realistic condition? Well, we have the opportunity to put whatever conditions we feel appropriate. Is it an appropriate condition given the difficulty in ensuring that condition is being met?
She may have to manage her business differently. I mean, if she may have to have more contact with her customers and say, listen, there's only one parking space come at this time, rather than an open door policy like she's thinking. Because she was saying 10 to 6, Monday to Friday, is what I read. But she may have to change up how she's doing business and make appointments with people.
Or deliver.
Well, or what about a condition of a home-based business for online sales or delivery?
Well, she could deliver it, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, probably.
That she's not, so she's not in, she can operate the, okay, so then what if we have a condition of a home-based business for online and delivery sales only? No local pickup.
So on the conditions, the home-based business be online or delivery?
Online sales or
Online
yeah, online
sales.
sales.
Like mail.
Yeah,
Yes, no,
online
I'm just getting
sales,
the terminology, it says, or delivery
no on-site pickup.
service. Is there any other conditions that council is considering at this
I can live
time?
with that.
Do we want a time frame on it? Do we want a time frame on it?
Would somebody have to apply for a license, a business license?
Yeah, well, yeah,
So,
that's
it would be
standard.
an
We don't
annual
need to
renewal.
add that, that would be automatic.
No.
Sorry, what was that?
Probably summer months, May till September.
Yeah, do we want to review this in 1 year's time?
Sure.
Um,
And field any more complaints.
yeah, so for
Give it
1
a
year,
Give it a
at
year
which
and then,
point she would be required to reapply. Again, to give
and that would give people an opportunity
to
to
either
take pictures and show us.
or to see that,
Right. No, I
to see
agree, I
that
agree.
it's working.
Yeah.
And, yeah,
To prove or disprove the variance.
Okay.
So,
Expires, are we stating exactly 1 year, November 23rd of 24?
or 1 year after she actually opens the business, coinciding with her business license.
We might have our parking enforcement.
Exactly, and then there might, yeah.
Yeah, we might rectify it for the person.
1 year after. Okay, so be it resolved that after careful consideration for the application and any representations made for or against the conditional use, the Council of Winnipeg Beach in meeting duly assembled this 23rd of November 2023, conditional use TWB-23-15C approves, and duly assembles, approves the conditional use. I deleted them both. Approves conditional use TWB-23-15C with the following conditions. The home-based business be online sales or delivery service, no on-site pickup. The conditional approval expires 1 year after the initial business license is obtained.
All in favor? Carried.
Okay. We are now. Be it hereby resolved that council moves in camera at 7:58 to discuss matters that are in the preliminary stages and personnel matters, and be it further resolved that any matters discussed while in camera be held confidential until such time as discussed in open council.
Could I get a member? Councillor Jarvis. Seconder? Councillor Hall. All in favor? Carried. Thank you for coming out.
Good night.
Just leave it here and then.
Bye-bye.
You need Jody to shut it off.
See you next meeting.
There you go. You got sound. And video.
Be it hereby resolved that council moves out of camera at 8:43 PM and resumes the regular order of business.
Could I get a member, please? Councillor Jarvis, could I get a seconder, please? Councillor Hall. All in favor? Carried.
Be it hereby resolved that council adjourns the November 23rd, 2023 regular meeting at 8:44 PM.
Could I get a member, please? Councillor Kozlowski, could I get a seconder, please? Councillor Jarvis, just for those that might have been waiting with bated breath to see if there was a resolution as a result of our item that was tabled in camera, no, there will not be. All in favor?